Right, hello, Vic here from Christian Guitars. We are back in the room. Been away for 2 weeks on a Hungarian holiday. We always go to Hungary because it's where we're going to get to tattoos. Got some new tattoos. This one's not finished yet, got to finish again next time I go. Another one here, Raven, blah de blah. Get that finished, not next time afterwards. I've also had one on my leg. Everyone's pointed out it looks like a sock. Well, if you'd have seen it before I had it done, you'll see it needed covering up. I'm not going to show it now, it's not about my tattoos. This is about what we're on the bench this weekend. It is Saturday the, whatever day it is, 16th is it? Don't know what day it is. 16th of July, it's just gone 8:30 in the morning. A few things have arrived while I've been away. I had them shipped to my mate out there, the guy who looked after my dog. I had some Gym Roots EMG signature set, Gym Root EMG 81 EMG 6 set. It's Gym Root 6 set. I paid 80 odd quid for them and a bit of postage on top. They're in brilliant condition. I'm going to stick them in Les Paul, which I'll pick up in a minute and show you. Got the connector wires with it. Battery clips and such like I've already got anyway, and every time I get some active pickups I go to Axtech and I buy a capacitor and pot set. I've got two logarithmic, two linear pots in there, 25k of course, they're alphas I imagine. Sprog, 1 meg, 1k capacitors, so that's all the wiring sorted out. Reason I bought them, I have in my guitar, my main guitar, I've got an Edwards Explorer, and I've got Seymour Duncan Blackouts in there, which I really love. And EMGs, I've had some over the years, and I've not been that impressed. I think it makes a big difference what kind of wood and what kind of shape guitar you have EMG passive pickups in. Now, fortunately, I had a Cort VX2B, it was like a bit like a shark fin shape, a V shape, made of agathis, the body was, and the actual EMGs actually work really well with the passive ones, but I wasn't impressed with any other guitars, any other type of wood. Anyway, I had a guitar in the other week, belonged to Elbent for Priest guitarist, rhythm guitarist there, young Justin, and he sent his guitar in for a bit of work, it did the electricity and all that, and I got all the electricity sorted out, put him some new odd levies, Axtech gear. I put Axtech gear in for him, which I always buy, with pots and stuff, pots and pans, and you know what I mean. I stuck him in and I played it, and I stood it up against my Edwards, and I love my Edwards, it sounds brilliant, but I tell you what, that Tokai Flying V with the EMG actives in there sounded really good, really liked them. So even though they're barely slightly different from the Blackouts, they sound really good. So I thought I'm going to get myself a set, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to build myself a Telecaster. Now I'm not a Gym Root fan, and not that I'm not a Gym Root fan, I'm certainly not a fucking Slipknot fan, but I love metal and I love active pickups, so I'm going to build myself a Telecaster. I'm going to get myself a nice cedar body, and neck wise, what am I going to do with your neck? Well, odd thing here is I was gifted a neck, but before I tell you about my neck I was gifted, I'm going to show you a guitar I've got here. It's a Telecaster. It belongs to Andy Gillen, guitarist in Palm Reader, Nottingham band there. And he had this guitar and he wanted it setting up for a tour and blah blah, and he said no electrics in it. So I did all the electrics, did all the work, blah blah, and he said don't do anything on my neck because it's not my neck, it's got to go back to its owner. So I didn't do anything on my neck, and he'd ordered a neck. He said I've ordered a neck, I'll send it to you, or come and pick it up, or whatever, and fit that. So I did fit it. It didn't fit the guitar, it was a bag of shit. I had to fill in the drill holes at the back with some dowel, and I had to refit it, and when I got it on, it were bent right back, it wasn't sat right, so the bridge had to be about 4 foot in the air. So I shimmed it, and I shimmed it wrong end here, as you do. No, it's not wrong end, I said shim it neck end, headstock end. I shimmed it be about 1.5 mil there, going north to there. So my neck's on, it's great, it's not great neck. When the neck come, all the frets were sticking out the edges, so I had to work on them to clean all that out. I got it on, got it all straight, got the action set up. Discovered the saddle screws off and don't move, so they needed replacing. Anyway, so I got it on. Once I started to play it, I realised the frets were rubbish. The small reader frets, they were buzz all over it. So I had to take strings off again, I had to go and level the frets, recrown and blah blah blah. So I've done on this guitar, I've had it a while, I've done 250 quid worth of work on it in man hours. 10 hours, 25 quid an hour, there you go, you can get how it works. That's a good rate and all, by the way. And I charged the bloke nothing. I didn't charge him out. I charged him a few quid. He's paid for everything 100 quid. It's really, really well. Anyway, I says this neck still needs refretting, it needs better frets. He wasn't prepared to pay for that, so I was gifted a neck by a good friend of mine, Robert Peach, guy that works out at Hiscox Cases here. And I did one of his, I did a 2000 limited edition Les Paul. I did the frets on it for him, and he sent me. You know, I was looking for necks to work on, to hone new skills on. It's not like I need practice, because I don't, because I'm brilliant at refretting. It's just I wanted to work on various necks with various woods, with lacquered finishes, maple tops, maple fretboards, blah 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 blah, scalped necks, blah blah blah. He sent me this Warmouth, but wasn't quite right. The heel, he's got a problem with the heel, it's not level. So he sent it me as a gift. Now I want some work, it needs levelling, it needs the olds plugging, doweling and blah blah blah. But I said to Mr Gill in there, I says, yeah, I'll give you that. Why don't you have this? You'll pay me extra for the extra work I'm going to do. Get some tuners. Well, he didn't, he ain't got the tuners. I told him he could have, no, this is worth 200, 250 quid. I'm deciding now, I'm going to keep this myself. He can have this back, and I'm going to charge him, he'll be charged the £100 I originally quoted. He's had £250 worth of work. I'm going to give him that back as it is, cut my losses on it, and he can have that back. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go and get myself a Telecaster body, cedar, and I'm going to build myself a guitar around this, with using these Jim Root AMGs. And that's going to be, because I've never had a Telecaster and I want one, so I'm going to build one. But another reason, because I remember when I bought the, moving on from that, remember when I bought the Les Paul, I bought the Les Paul for 25 quid, and I upgraded everything to, I put all black hardware on it, and I got myself some cheap ESP active pickups. They're quite good pickups, they give a guitar, I love active pickups, you get a great sound. So, the thing about this guitar, it cost me 25 quid, the neck is a dream. You know me, if the neck's right, if the neck's good, the guitar will be good. If the neck's wank, the guitar will be wank. So the most important thing about a guitar for me is the neck, because I can work anything around that. So this guitar now, I upgraded it, put all black hardware on it, black bridge, nothing special. It's just a roller bridge. It works for me, I love roller bridges. Stock tail piece, cheap one, which I had to modify to fit. New studs. Three-way up here, which I always buy from Northwest Guitars. The pins I had anyway, knocking about. And I went and bought, I wanted some Vanson tunes, I couldn't get them, like old Wilkinson, I couldn't get any. So I went and bought these from China. They're not brilliant, they're lockable, they're a bit loose, they're a bit wibbly wobbly, but they do stay in tune. So that's it, I've got a playable, very, very playable guitar for 85 quid. So what I do with this now is, this is my, it's like the guitar I use for testing pickups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bang the EMGs in there, give them a comparison against the ESPs and against my black arts. I'm going to keep the EMGs, I'm going to put them in a Telecaster I'm going to build, like I say. But also, because I moved away from passive pickups, I still like passive pickups. I come across a guy called Ben Fletcher, Fletcher Pickups, he works out in Birmingham here. And he builds pickups to your own specification. And I got these, let me put this down. So we're going to try Fletcher's pickups in here as well, passives. And I'm going to keep hold of them because I'm a big fan of zebra bobbins, always have been. I think they look absolutely brilliant. So I got a set, here you go, from Ben Fletcher. I had them handmade to my specification, Real Nico 2. I've got Purgatory and a Heaven, what a combination. The Purgatory is a dirty pickup, it measures around about 8k, it's normally a neck pickup, but I'm going to use this in the bridge because I want to do it in the bridge, and I wanted high output cleans, well I wanted cleans going in my neck pickup, so this is a high output Heaven, I believe, it measures about 16k, so I'm going to use that in the wrong position. I'm going to put that in the neck, and I'm going to put this in the bridge, so I've got the high output in my neck, and I'm going to try them and see what I think, and then I might swap them around, whatever, it means my bobbins will be wrong, it means it'll sit like that. Should sit like that, but I don't mind. I'm going to try these out, and if I like them I'm going to keep these. I actually bought them for a PV Explorer I had, an EXP, but But that, unfortunately, Ben faffed about getting these to me, and I sold the guitar before I got the pickups, which annoyed me a bit, but I still had the pickups for 55 quid. I thought I may as well have them. So I'm going to try them in my Les Paul as well. I'm going to do a comparison of passives versus actives, with the ESP actives versus EMG actives versus Seymour Duncan Blackhearts. I'm not expecting the sound to be brilliant because I've only got the microphone on that camera, the camera I'm using right now, which is a good camera. It's a Canon HD, whatever it is. I paid, it's £500, £600 camera. I paid 130 odd quid for it a year ago, used like. It's a good video camera, but until I've got my recording mics, which I'm going to get in a week or two, this is going to have to make do. Once I get to recording properly, I'll start using my Focusrite interface with a good microphone. So that's it really. It's where I'm at. Christian Guitars is open again. I've got a lad coming down this afternoon. He's bringing me a Chinese Gibson Les Paul. I think you can work out what it is from that explanation there. Now, things about these Chinese Les Pauls, even though you get the right name looking on the headstock, it doesn't mean it is the right name guitar, does it? We all know about that. But it's coming, it needs some, the nut looks like he's been put on by a thumbless chimp. So I've got to sort the nut out. He's going to want some fretwork doing, he wants all the electrics doing, blah 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 blah. And we're going to try and make this Chinese Les Paul into a good working guitar. So it's going to be an experience for me, experience for him. I'm not charging him a great deal. I'm going to have a look at it. I've priced him up. Basically, I've done him a really good deal on this. I'm going to see what work it needs. I'm going to get it all done up, and that's going to be my next project. So we've got Christian Guitars officially opens its doors on Monday the 18th, but I'm open again now. We're back in England. We're glad to be back. Shame about the weather, because where we've been, it's been an average of been between 30 and 35 degrees, averaging out about 32 degrees a day. We've been to some beautiful places. We spent 3 days in Budapest. We spent the main part of the holiday, the 8 days, out there in a town called, or a city called Győr, which is the 5th biggest city in Hungary. It's historic, it's a beautiful, beautiful place, some great buildings, plenty of Illuminati weirdness to go and look at as well, plenty of churches and stuff, plenty of weird stuff, plenty of good stuff, plenty of good tattooists. Well, and our friends live there. So, you know, we had a great time out there, can't wait to go back again. But we're back in England, Christian Guitars is back open, it's a weekend, I'm going to blob on with some guitars, I'm going to swap some pickups, play some tunes, get back into the swing of things, and that's what's on the bench for this weekend. Until I see you again, or until I do another guitar, be good to each other, and I'll talk to you soon.